Hello, welcome back to the workshop. On our last project we had problems with our table saw. The bearings in the gearbox had worn considerably, giving loads of play to the blade and actually forcing the motor to bind in certain conditions. Pretty much irreparable. So what we've done is we've purchased a new saw that's now been delivered. So let's get it unboxed, get it into the workshop and take a look at it. So the new table saw is here. We've set it up and there immediately seems to be a bit of a problem. It's obviously not sitting level, and what we've identified is that one of these legs actually has been fitted wrongly. This is one of the adjustable legs. There's already an adjustable leg on this side, so it looks like the same leg's been fitted to both sides when really this leg should have had a shorter leg on it. It's hinged at a lower point on this side than it is on this side, so it makes sense that this leg should really be shorter. So we spoke to the manufacturer, or actually the distributor of these saws, and apparently this is not the first one that's come out like this, so it wasn't news to them. And thankfully, very quickly, they sent us the correct leg in the post. So what I'm going to do now is just unpack this, take this leg off and put this leg on, and then we'll be in business. Oh, that looks better. Alright, we'll unbolt the other leg and then get this one fixed on. The old legs have got these sprung loaded pins which lock the legs in place once they're in position, so I've got to get these off, transfer them to the new leg. So there's obviously a cover here which will be concealed in a captive pin, I guess. Trouble, nobody ever manufactures anything with the idea of taking it apart again, do they? Ridiculous. People. Like that. Obviously that little pin pushes out and then that just drops off there. That's it. So there's the sprung part of the mechanism, obviously, and just held in place with that little pin in there. So we'll put that on the new leg. Put the pin in the new leg, knob back on. Slide the little retaining pin in. That's it. And then put the cap back in. Huh. Funny how they go back together easier, isn't it? Glad I won't have to take that back out again. Here we go, new legs all fitted. Saw's now nice and level, and obviously a lot more stable than it was before, so let's give it a whirl. I've got the new saw set up now. I'm just going to do the first test cut on this new saw. I know I'm probably going to get quite a few comments. Yes, I've taken the riving knife off and I've also taken the blade guard off, but when we use a lot of jigs like the table sled, obviously the riving knife gets in the way, and we've always used it like that, and as long as you give it maximum respect, I think it's quite safe as it is. new blades, like cutting through warm butter, that is. So the main reasons we went for another contractor's type saw rather than stepping up to a cabinet maker's saw is because most cabinet makers' saws are cast iron on a cast iron bed and they just can't move them, and we're in a pretty small workshop here and we need to be able to move tools around, so it needs to be mobile. So this is what we thought was the best solution to give us mobility and to also give us an upgrade on what we had previously. It's got a cast aluminium bed, nice and solid and fairly strong. It's also got a feature where we move this handle here and then the bed extends, and also the measuring guide extends, so the track system for the fence also extends with the bed all the way to the outside, so that gives us a good sort of 800 or 900 mil of extra work surface, so it's much better than our previous saw. Obviously we've got a measuring guide here that we'll need to adjust, and then the fence locks in, and as you lock it in it pulls in on this track on the back as well, so that makes it really solid. I mean, that's a lot better than our previous fence that's tied in at the front and the back. So I think for the money, you know, this was a £300 saw, we actually got it for £200, so I think for that sort of value, you know, this is an absolute bargain for us. Sorry that there wasn't a project build video this week while we've been sorting out the problems with the table saw. What I plan to do is release another SketchUp video where I'll talk you through how I drew the assembly table, and then next week we'll actually get into building the assembly table in the workshop. Thanks very much for watching the videos. Please give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe. See you next week. Cheers.